Oh, mate, I've just updated the burg on the Blair place so you can change the status when you're ready.
Good man. But the boss does all the coast management around here. It's his job.
But you're...
The sergeant.
That's normally the
sergeant's job, that's right.
So why don't you do it?
Oh, I'm a good bloke. Been on enough to see everyone get their part of the joy of life.
Crap, it's the worst job in the station, so how come the boss wants to keep it?
Because the boss has the dubious honour of delegating tasks like that.
Yeah, you got much better things to do with your time, boss. Besides, Nick's perfectly capable of doing it himself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. What is it, boss? Don't you trust me?
Boss, another burg at a farm.
What, another one?
Yep, this time it's Jim Hurd's rotary hoe.
All right, Stuart McKinley, I want you to do the rounds of all the farmers this side of the Widgery Road. Tell them to increase their security.
Boss, wouldn't it make more sense to just hop on the phones first?
Well, perhaps it would, if the farmers were always close to their phone. But out here, we tend to find they're more often in the field, so to speak.
Right, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, all right.
Smash it up. Now, with the bottom one, you've got to wrap it around the gate. You've got to stick it through the bolt hole, but make sure you twist it at the end.
What is it, a bloody IQ test or something? Paranoid farmers.
It's just designed to weed out the city folk, that's all.
Yeah, all right. Drive on.
No.
So you haven't lost anything yourself, Frank?
No.
Right, you seen anyone strange hanging around at all?
Oh, you, mate.
Yes, well, thanks for your time, Frank.
No worries.
See ya.
Right. Hello? Who are you?
Danielle Fraser.
Oh, is your mum home or your dad?
Only Nana. I'll just get her.
Nice spot.
Oh, yeah. Frasers have been here since year dot.
So they do pretty well then?
Yeah, they're good farmers. They do all right.
Yes, is there a problem?
Oh, Mrs. Fraser, I'm Constable Dash McKinley. Beth McKinley's youngest.
Oh, Deirdre!
Yeah.
I didn't recognise you. I haven't seen you since you were... Well, you must have been 12.
Probably. This is our senior constable, Ben Stewart.
Hello.
Oh, I ran into a door. Never done anything like that before, silly.
Look, Mrs. Fraser, we're just
You've been a day off
investigating
school,
the
eh?
spate of thefts around the area. We're wondering if you've seen
You're
anyone
not
acting
sick though, are you?
suspiciously at all.
Well,
Mum and
I
Dad
don't
just
think
let me
so.
stay home today.
I don't know.
Go inside, love. But you should really talk to the men there down at the machinery shed.
Oh, good idea. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Just one thing, Deirdre.
Oh, shut up.
You walked into a door, eh?
Dougal Fraser is not a wife basher.
What the hell did you go and do it for, Dad? You know it's only going to cause more problems.
The only thing you know about problems is how to cause them.
Oh, why don't you listen, you stupid old bastard? So you listen.
Hey,
Hey!
cut that out, will you?
I think we need to have a word, Mr. Fraser.
Where the hell did you come from? Did she call you?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't blame her the way you've been behaving.
Hey, cut it out, Mr. Fraser. Okay, change of plan. You're coming down the station with me, you too.
Margaret Doyle, you right for the first aid course?
First day, I did that at the academy.
It's a refresher course.
I'll do it.
Cheers, lads. Well done. So, Constable Stewart, are you up for the first aid course?
Mate, we came across a pretty nasty argument out there.
So, what, anyone hurt?
No, but I don't think it would have been too long. I think it might relate to some kind of domestic.
What are they doing?
We came across them arguing. They were about to get stuck into one another. And the old fella had a go at me. I think the lady looks like she's been bashed.
Can we discuss this in my office? Sergeant, would you look after the Frasers, please? McKinley.
Mrs. Fraser, Robert, would you like a cup of tea, anything like that?
No.
Do you know who those people are? The Frasers. They just about defined the term respectability. Didn't you warn him, McKinley?
Yes, I did,
Did you see the black eye, boss?
Yeah, I saw it.
Well, you don't get one of those from kneeling in church, do you?
Did you ask her about it?
Yeah, she said that she walked into a door.
Gladys Fraser. I'd be inclined to believe her.
They were on the verge of violence.
Gladys and Dougal.
No, the men, Robert and Dougal.
Yeah, it was looking pretty nasty. I mean, something's not quite right. Maybe she was bashed. It happens in all sorts of families.
Don't lecture me.
Look, boss, there's a little girl living out there too. I'd hate to think that my negligence left her in the middle of a violent family feud.
Spare me the lectures. I still don't believe it. What's all this then, Dougal? Bit of family friction?
Is that any affair of yours?
No, but Gladys is sporting a hell of a shiner, and you and Robert were having a bit of a go.
It's a private family matter.
Mr. Fraser, you're about to start thumping the daylights out of each other.
Did anyone ask you to interfere?
No, but...
No.
But once you went me, we could hardly ignore it.
Senior Constable, can we have a word in my office, please?
Senior Sergeant, may I go?
Just excuse us for a moment, please, Dougal. Don't you think you might have been a little hasty dragging him in here like this?
Boss, men who bash women, I don't like them.
I don't like them either, but Dougal Fraser is not a wife basher. He's never, ever been in trouble with the police. I've never even seen him in here once.
And I don't care how respectable they are.
Really?
Look, I think the son had to go at the old man because the old man bashed the mother.
How did you arrive at this conclusion?
It was something the son said about how the old man had been behaving.
Is that it?
Somebody please tell me what's happening.
Look, we'll be
I'm
in a
trying
moment,
to
Mrs.
sort it
Fraser.
out, Gladys, but it would help if somebody told me exactly what's going on.
Nothing is going on.
Nasty black eye, though.
And if there's any suggestion that my husband gave it to me, that's not true.
Right. Excuse us. See? She denies it.
Of course she does. The standard battered wife's response, especially if they're respectable.
Does she look like a battered wife to you?
You don't have to protect your father, Mr. Fraser.
I'm well aware of that fact.
If you would just talk to us.
I have nothing more to say about it.
Have you ever hit your mother, Mr. Fraser?
You think I deliberately hit my mother?
Well, it's pretty obvious that somebody did.
And you'd be happy with that, would you? Is that what you're after? Okay, I hit my mother. But it was an accident.
She said she walked into a door.
Well, that's Mum. She wouldn't want people to get the wrong idea. I took a swing at my dad and she got in the way. Satisfied?
Thanks, Mr. Fraser.
Did you ask about the theft?
No, I didn't get a chance to. I was...
Excuse me, Mr. Fraser. Well, we've got you here, sir. It's nothing to do about the other matter. We've had a spate of farm thefts recently. We were just wondering if you'd lost anything.
No.
What about my ads?
Dad, you probably just mislaid it.
You've lost an ad, sir.
Why would I mislay it? I never use it. Hamish is my great-grandfather. He dressed the planks of the original house with that as. It's always in the shed. Now it's gone.
Well, don't look at me. What would I do with your silly bloody ads?
Is anyone hanging around, sir?
Gary Scully's been scavenging around the place looking for old wood. My granddaughter sometimes gives him a hand.
Is he back in town?
Can we go?
Yes. Sorry about the inconvenience.
Don't worry about the ads. It'll turn up.
Gary Scully. I would have thought he'd show his face again.
So you don't want a cup of tea, then?
No, thank you.
Suppose you drink coffee, do you?
We just want to know how long you've been here for, Gary.
You mind if I have one?
No, you go right ahead, mate.
Gary, this place might have been your family once, but it hasn't for a long time, so you do realise now that technically you're trespassing.
So is anyone complaining?
We just want to know when you set yourself up here, Gary.
Actually, I was born right in that room just there. But to answer your question, Senior Constable, about a month ago, I was booted out of my room in the city. They're turning it into a studio apartment. Cafe latte drinkers.
So, you've been out at the Frasers.
Yeah, so? Any problem with that?
Well, actually, some things have been going missing, so we were wondering if you knew anything about that.
It's the hydraulic oil pump. It's missing.
But you said you'd already sold the tractor.
Yes, but what I'm trying to
boss,
explain...
This is Mr. Wellman of Wellman's
Yes,
Farm.
I know,
Road.
Bez. How are you?
No bloody good, Tom. I sold a tractor to Dougal Fraser last week. He hasn't paid for it yet. It's still on APRO, which is part of the problem. I was out there yesterday because he was having trouble starting it.
You sold him a lemon, have you, Desmond?
No, what I'm trying to explain to these fellas here is that someone had pinched the oil pump off it.
Can't you replace it, mate?
Yes, but oil pumps cost $4,000 and I'm the one that'll have to pay for it. Look, you blokes look into it without making too much fuss. You know what the Frasers are like.
We can do something for Des, can't we, boss?
Yes.
Thanks for that.
No worries. All right, Ben, you can take Dash out there, mate.
Yeah, I had a feeling we'd be heading back out there.
I think I'd better go with Stuart on this one. There's a way of handling these things, if that's all right with you.
No, it's a good idea, isn't it? Get you out the office for a minute.
Well, there's the famous track.
Oh, you're at it again.
Oi! Cut that out! What are you doing? Dougal! Put that... Brother, Dougal, put that down!
Oi.
What do you two think you're doing?
Give me the weapon, please. Give me the weapon.
Twice in one day. What's it all about?
I told you it's a private family matter.
It's not private when you take to each other with pitchforks. Now, what is it all about?
Why don't you ask him?
He didn't even talk about it with me first. He just went out and bought it. $80,000.
It's just a tractor we're talking about.
It's supposed to be a family business.
Robert, did you take that oil pump from the tractor?
Well, it's my tractor too, technically. Not that I'd want it.
Given the circumstances, mate, that amounts to theft.
Look, if you know where this part is, then for God's sake tell us, and I'm sure we can sort this out without any further aggravation.
He knows where that part is.
Yes, but this isn't stealing. This is something else.
Well, they deserve one another, I reckon.
Can I help you?
I'm Sharon Fraser. Is my husband here?
Yes, Mrs. Fraser, boss.
Oh, Sharon, hello.
Would you mind telling me what's going on, please?
Well, we were rather hoping you might be able to tell us.
Is this about the tractor?
Oh, it's about the oil pump from the tractor, yes. If your husband took it, he could find himself in very serious trouble.
He wouldn't go to jail.
Well, I'm not sure where this might end. Of course, if somebody could give us another way out of this.
What if it turned up?
What if what turned up, Mrs. Fraser?
I'm glad somebody in your family's still got some common sense. Now, you will take this and put it back on your father's tractor and you will not interfere with it again. Is that clear?
Yes.
Look, I don't know what the problem is between you and Dougal, and I don't really care.
Good.
But I don't want it to go any further. This has been an absolute waste of police time and resources. Right, on your bike. And that's the way we do it around here. You've got to deal with people on their merits, but you've got to know what sort of people that people are so that you can handle them in the right way.
But we still don't know what's actually going on out there, do we?
And we'll never know because we don't need to know. Besides, it's all over now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, because they're respectable people, aren't they? We've got 5 respectable people all living on the farm. They've got access to guns. They're volatile.
Just because they don't wear their hearts on their sleeves doesn't mean to say we're going to end up with a quintuple murder on our hands.
Hearts on their sleeves.
Country people are different. You'll learn that after you've been here for a while.
Yeah, well, I still reckon we should be keeping an eye on them.
The thing you should be keeping an eye on is to try to find out who's doing these farms around here.
And one of our suspects is right over there.
Is that Gary? That's not Gary. God, he's aged. I've hardly recognised him.
He'll hardly recognise himself soon. He's been drinking my top shelf for the last hour.
Not bad for a bloke on benefits, eh?
Well, maybe he's got a little supplement.
Going ballistic at each other. They're out of control. I just don't trust them.
We have done the Frasers. Now we're on to the Drews and we're on to the Dunstans.
Only take a minute.
What are you doing? Ben, the boss is going to kill us.
Don't worry, I'll take the rat. All right, I'll get the gate. Since you're the expert.
There is no gate. Hello, Mrs. Fraser?
Daniel, stay inside.
What's all this then? Someone moving?
Is that any business of yours?
Could we speak to your mother or father, please, Mr. Fraser?
Not here.
Right, well, when will they be back then?
I don't know.
Could you give us some idea?
No, they've gone.
Boss, the whole place has got a weird feel to it, his whole attitude. And when we asked him about it, he said it was none of our business.
And you wonder why? I mean, he probably thought you were out there to drag him in here again.
He said that Gladys and Dougal had gone, but he didn't know where or for how long. Now, it just doesn't make sense. People don't just leave a farm without telling someone where they're going.
You agree with this, McKinley?
Oh, well, I mean, there was furniture piled up outside the house, but You know, I don't know.
Boss, there is something going on. I know there is.
All right. I can see I'm not going to get any peace until this is sorted out. I'll do a deal with you. I'll deal with the Frasers. You try and find out where Gary Scully's getting his drinking money from. Take Cooper with you.
That was Alec Johnson. He's lost the batteries, some fence posts, a couple of bags of seats. On your horse there, Ben?
No, sorry, mate, I'm taken for this dance.
Right, who have you left me with, Adam? Can you go out and do it?
No, he's coming with me.
Right again. Doyley, if you're not otherwise engaged, can you and Des go out there and just check out the theft?
Yep. Place has just been left to rot, so may as well do something with it, eh? Plenty of good timber lying around here.
So you're going to turn this into some sort of carpentry venture?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's say you've been selling a bit of furniture to make some money, have you, Gary?
Yeah.
Mate, we'd hate to think you were using some sort of other means to set yourself up.
See for yourself, come on. Check that out. Top dollar for this in the city. Bush furniture. Find the right pieces and bingo, you got a genuine antique.
It's not bad, mate.
Yeah, prison wasn't a complete dead loss. Discovered I was a bit of an artist.
So people actually buy this stuff, do they?
Oh, you bet they do. Sold a piece last week for $220. Bloke from the city. Gonna start on tables next. That's where the big money is.
Rightio, thanks a lot for that, Gary.
You, interested in a piece, eh?
Because I'm pretty impressed with that.
Mate, those chairs are a carpenter's nightmare.
They give the guy a break. He's a reformed crim with a legitimate source of income.
You're practically passing them off as antique.
Look, it's antique wood, even if it's not antique furniture. It's rustic, mate. It's art.
Rustic? Yeah. There's a sucker born every minute, mate.
So, the Johnsons, are they prospering?
Well, not really, but we did find out one thing. About the same time as the stuff went missing from the Johnson property, Gary Scully was out that way searching for old timbers.
Well, we've just seen the product of his scavenging out there.
Well, that sounds like a great excuse to go wandering onto people's property, so let's go for a warrant and we can do a proper search of Scully's place.
Now, I want to know if he really gets that much for his furniture.
Yeah, of course he does.
Shocking stuff.
Well, I've done my bit. Gary Scully's legitimate. I was just wondering what progress you'd made with the Frasers.
You're keen, Stuart, I'll give you that. Were you aware that there's a Pole Hereford Breeders Association meeting in Ballarat this weekend?
No, that must have slipped past me.
Well, there is. And did you know that Dougal Fraser is the past vice-president of that association?
No, I didn't know that either.
I think you'll find that's where he and Gladys are to be found. Not at the bottom of a dam somewhere.
Yeah, thanks very much for your help. I appreciate that. Bye. I knew it wasn't as simple as all that.
Now, what are you up to there, matey? Because I'm a sergeant, I think I should know.
Yeah, well, after finding every single hotel and motel in Ballarat and surrounding districts, I finally found a booking in the name of Dougal Fraser.
So the boss was right, was he?
Yeah, as far as that goes, but apparently he hasn't turned up yet. And he hasn't made no attempt to preserve the booking.
Well, mate, there could be all sorts of explanations for
Yeah, I know, that's probably what the boss is going to say,
And he's
too.
probably got a point.
Except for the fact that he stays at the same hotel at the same time every year and he's never missed a year yet. And I reckon something's happened to him.
I've just taken a report on an abandoned car on the other side of Widgery.
We haven't got a rego check on the car yet, boss, but the Frasers aren't where they're supposed to be. Now, it looks as though they might have met with some kind of trouble.
It certainly sounds like it's worth checking out. All right, come on, Stuart. You saw that keenness for police work. PJ, go with him.
Can I have a word with you about the case management stuff?
It's not really a good time.
No. Well, you'll be there Thursday?
Thursday?
The first aid course?
I don't think I need to be doing that, do I?
No.
It might have just broken down.
Yeah, they might have got a lift, but which way?
Or somebody stole it and
Victor
dumped it.
Sediment Thomas 508, that set of usuals you requested.
Man, Thomas 508, go ahead.
508, Oscar Mike Juliet 935 comes up as a not listed Holden station wagon blue in colour to Dougal Fraser of Drumnagle.
And there's no sign of the Frasers anywhere?
Negative. The car seems to be undamaged as far as we can tell.
No note or anything?
No. There seems to be luggage in the back. Doesn't look like they went anywhere, though. Bit of a mystery.
OK, mate, we'll inform the servos.
They could still be in the vicinity, just not able to get back to it. Tell PJ to check out the farm. They could have just broken down and gone back there.
Get out of my way! You rat! Go!
Absolutely.
When we got back home, we discovered half our furniture piled up in front of our house.
So if the car hadn't have broken down, you wouldn't have found out about it for days?
That's right. They'd have been in, and there'd been no getting them out.
Boss, the Frasers managed to get a lift into town, then a taxi back to their farm.
So, obviously, this move hadn't been arranged.
Arranged? Certainly not.
Hints, that's all for years. It was time for Duke and me to move over, and we weren't unsympathetic to that. Until, well...
He wants to grow eels.
Sorry?
Aquaculture. He wants to dig ponds in my best paddocks and grow eels in them. Have you ever heard of anything so stupid?
What was all that stuff about the house?
We'd always said that when we retired, Robert and Sharon could have the main house and we'd move into the cottage.
So much for generosity.
But when this business about the eels turned up, Duke said they could stay in the cottage forever.
I said I'd leave him a proper farm or none at all.
So they jumped the gun, moved in while you were away?
Can you imagine what it was like returning home tired and worn out and finding that?
Still, it doesn't entitle you to use violence.
Tom, eels.
We could have made that into a $5 million operation.
We had the business plan worked out. The capital was there.
So what's your dad do? He goes off and he buys an $80,000 tractor.
That's right. Torpedoes the whole thing.
It was really mean. They'd kept Robert on a promise for years.
So that's why you disabled the tractor then, is it?
He wouldn't see sense.
Why did you move into the big house when they were away?
It's an odd way to treat your parents. It's not what I'd call fair.
Well, you call stealing our future fair.
Anyway, it's not their house. It belongs to the business. We own as much of it as they do.
But it's all going to be yours one day anyway, isn't it?
Look, it'll be running to the ground by the time it comes to me. He just doesn't seem to understand that things have to change.
Oh, well, you can see where the aggravation is coming from. The old bloke broke his promise.
Yeah, no reason to throw them out of their own home, though, is it?
No, maybe not, but I'd get pretty shirty if after 20 years of having worked my bum off, he comes along and says my ideas aren't any good.
So accumulated wisdom means nothing in your view?
Oh, well, you know, there's always room for a new approach, isn't there?
Look, Dougal Fraser would forget more about farming in one day than Robert could learn in a year.
Yeah, well, maybe he's forgotten about giving the next bloke a go.
He wants to farm eels.
So?
Me? Eels?
This way, please, through the interview.
We found Gary with some red gum fence posts that just happened to match the description of some fencing materials that have been stolen.
I bought them, I keep telling you. Anyway, how can you identify an old fence post anyway?
Let's go. So, mate, why won't you tell us who's been buying these pieces of furniture of yours?
Because I don't know. Look, I got a sign up on the main road. People drive into the old place, pay cash and bugger off. I never see them again.
No repeat customers, eh? I've got to tell you, mate, this doesn't look good for you. You're a bloke who's got a record. And there's no way of proving you came by the money or the fence posts, for that matter, legitimately.
Yeah, well, it's not for me to have to prove, is it?
Really?
Look, I don't care about receipts or any of that stuff. I just want to do what I do without anyone bothering me.
Well, you're an artist, eh? I can see that, mate. You're free to go.
Let's go.
I'll tell you something, though, bud. If we find you've been telling us fibs, you're going to be in here quicker than you can say Jackson Pollock. Even if you are an artist.
Now, I can't tell you people what to do, and I wouldn't even try, but if this comes to the courts, I don't think you'll be very pleased with the results. And think of how distressing it's been for poor little Danielle. Look, let's go back a couple of steps. Now, Dougal and Gladys return to the house. Sharon and Robert return to the cottage until such time as you can make some other arrangement.
They can move in when they bury us.
You don't mean that.
I do.
This isn't helping.
What about the tractor?
We need a new tractor.
We don't need that tractor.
All right, settle down. I'm not even going to try to adjudicate on farming practices. But if you can't come to some agreement, I'm sure the legal profession will be very happy to relieve you of your money. Now, would you mind going home and don't let me see you back here again? Is that clear?
Robert.
Don't.
Come on.
What's happening?
Home.
Nana?
Go with your mother, sweetie.
See you, Daniel.
Now, maybe we can get back to some actual police work. Now, these farm thefts. Anybody been in touch with the dealers in second-hand farm equipment?
No, not yet.
Why not? If Gary Scully is stealing this stuff, then he's selling it to someone.
I'll get onto it.
It should have been done already.
50, go ahead.
You got a minute, mate?
Sure, Nick, come in. What do I have the leisure?
You're too busy?
No, not at all, not at all.
It's just the old hooks on the shoulders, mate. I'm wondering why I put in for promotion.
Mate, it's just teething problems. It'll sort itself out.
Yeah.
It will.
Hey, what are you doing?
Mate, I know you killed me.
Yes. Look, Nick, we got a new member, okay? Now Ben's come from organised crime. He was the detective. Now, it's going to take him a little while to adjust being back into uniform, that's all.
Ben's not the problem, mate. He's fine. He's off being Roger Ramsey, and it's not Ben. It's the boss. I mean, he's a senior sergeant. But he wants to do his new job as well as his old job. His old job's my job. I'm the sergeant.
The boss has been a good sergeant for many years. It's just going to take him a little while to get used to the change, that's all.
Now, this is what being a sergeant at Mount Thomas was like. I reckon a posting somewhere else might be the go. Thanks.
Nick, don't just sit there. Get up there, make some changes. Make those 3 hooks work for yourself. Come on. You can do it.
OK, Coach, I can't stay here forever, can I?
Good man. Good on you. Go on, get out there. Get out there and show him what you would. And take him in a cup of tea and just see what happens.
OK. You need some more raspberries, brother? Boss, you're rotating Vicky's there.
Oh, sure. You never put the Tim Tams on top of a hot... Look at...
Sorry. I was just wondering about the Frasers.
Don't you think we've wasted enough time on them already?
No, I mean, you know, about their weapons, the guns.
Not you too.
Well, things are pretty heated out there, aren't they? And maybe we should just confiscate their weapons until everything's blown over.
Yeah, all right. Perhaps you should talk to them again, but they're pretty level-headed people, and I'm sure I got through to them.
Dougal Fraser just called. The new tractor's been stolen.
Famous last words.
I was down by the back creek repairing a fence. When I came back, it was gone.
Well, the tracks are pretty clear, so it shouldn't be hard to follow.
Till you get out on the gravel.
Ah, so you've looked?
Of course I've looked everywhere. It's gone.
You'd have to be pretty game to come in the middle of the day and steal something as large as a tractor.
Who said someone came in?
Doog.
No. I want him arrested. I want him charged.
He said that, did he?
Well, he said that you might have taken it to spite him.
Does he?
Yes, that you might have hidden it somewhere.
Did you take the tractor, Mr. Fraser?
Did I take the tractor?
No. No, I'm asking you.
No, I did not take the bloody tractor. All right.
Have you got any idea what might have happened to this tractor, Mr. Fraser?
Look, he probably hid it somewhere so that he could blame me for stealing it.
He's capable of it.
He really said that.
He's distressed.
He's distressed. Look, I'm at the end of the line. I have had it. Enough's a bloody enough.
We're thinking of leaving the farm altogether. Starting somewhere else.
Come on, get up there.
Right, well, keep us posted then.
You say we're not allowed to leave? What is this, a bloody police state?
We would appreciate your cooperation. Thanks very much.
I reckon the old man set him up.
Dougal would never do a thing like that.
No, good old Dougal. He's never been in trouble with the police. None of the Frasers there, but we've had nothing but Frasers in here ever since.
That family's gone completely off the rails. You go, all right?
No, don't pat on the back. You don't do that. You just strike them gently in the stomach to use the air to expel them. Oh, fine.
Thank you very much.
You sure you don't want to do the first aid course tomorrow?
Look, there could be another explanation.
Oh, what, like aliens?
No, whoever's knocked up the stuff from all the other farms.
That's only small stuff, though.
What, Gary?
Might have got ambitious.
Boss, didn't you say he stole a combine harvester once?
Yeah, he did.
Can we help you, Mrs. Fraser?
It's Danielle. Rob's out looking for her now. She's disappeared. She tried to play the peacemaker, poor kid, but none of us really listened.
Why did she actually disappear?
She wasn't there when I went into her room this morning. There's a little sleeping bag and a hiking tent missing.
So it looks like she's run away intending to camp out somewhere.
She always goes to the river. You know, these days... Kid... I just hope she doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah, we've got Tamsin's address, but if there's anybody else...
We need to organise a search of the river. That's Sharon rings us the most likely place to start. I'll let Fox Price know what's going on.
OK, Ben, Adam Dash, get your waiters on, PJ2.
Let's keep it to members with local knowledge at this stage.
OK, Ben, you're excused. Maggie, you're nominated.
I want you to help me coordinate things here at the station.
To start up river by Scully's place, work our way downriver towards the Fraser's homestead. You got that?
Yep.
Let's go.
Cheers, later.
Cheers.
Okay.
Danielle! Danny! Please answer me! Danielle, please answer me! Danny!
Hey, Nick! PJ!
Danielle!
There you go. Gary Scully has to be on his old land.
Oh, you think this has got something to do with Danielle?
Let's check out his house.
No sign of him.
I wonder how long it's been since he was here. PJ? I don't think this belongs to Gary Scully. Well, Sharon's confirmed that it's a clip that Danielle was wearing. She's obviously been on the Scully property at some stage.
No other sign of her?
Negative.
What about Scully? Any sign of him?
Negative, but we're going to continue searching for Danielle at the river. She's apparently gone there before.
All right, detail someone to find Scully. He may well be the key to this whole situation.
Will do, boss.
Boss, you don't really think that Gary Scully's capable of harming a little girl, do you?
My judgment has been wrong more than once in the past couple of days.
He's just not the type.
He's a thief. If Danielle saw him take something, the tractor for example, his first instinct might just have been to silence her.
Danielle? Danny? Over here! Mr. Fraser, do you recognise these?
They're the ones Danny took with her this morning. Where the hell could she have gone?
Boss, I hate to say this, but from what we can see, the only place that Danielle could be is in the river.
So, still no sign of Scully.
Negative. There's no sign of him on the property or anywhere else in the vicinity. He doesn't have a vehicle, so we're a bit hamstrung.
All right, I'll organise backup, Doyle. You keep looking. Mount Thomas Station back on channel. Get on the local SES and search and rescue. We're going to need a boat and divers to search the river.
I think we might be barking up the wrong tree, boss. Gary was tinkering away on an old outboard motor when Adam and I went to see him, and he talked about getting wood out of the river to use in his artwork. Now, I bet he's got a boat. Dougal said something about Danielle helping Gary to scavenge wood from their property. She might be helping him now.
Yeah, all right. Let Nick know, but I still want search and rescue notified. I'm not taking any risks.
Right.
Hey, Nick.
Over there. That's Gary Scully. See Danielle?
No.
What's he doing?
He's digging a hole.
Warren, pull in over there, will you, mate?
Gary Scully. Sergeant Schultz, Mount Thomas Police. Put that spade down. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Just move away from what you're digging there, mate. Move away.
Who's Danielle Fraser?
See for yourself.
Are you looking for me?
Yep. Up here. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, come with me, please.
Come here.
So worried about you.
Adam, can you put Mr. Scully in the van, please?
Why did you run away?
What were you planning to do to her, you mongrel?
We'll sort that out down the station. Thanks very much, Frank. Back to your farms. Thanks very much. Hey, Bevan, Frank, Reg.
Mr. Fraser, would this be your ad?
Look, the little girl was upset. Our folks are always fighting, making her miserable. We got to be friends after a while. So when it got too much, she came over to my place to get away from it.
So instead of contacting her family, you happily took her off in your boat and left everyone to worry?
Yeah, all right, it wasn't smart. But I thought if they were worried about her, they might wake up to themselves.
Is that all you were thinking of?
No. She's got sharper eyes than me. Spots better wood than me every time.
Gary, this adds belongs to Dougal Fraser. So what was it doing in your boat?
It's a good tool, that. Old. They weren't using it, so I borrowed it for a bit. I used it for hooking stuff out of the river as well.
What about the tractor? Did you borrow that too?
Tractor?
Dougal Fraser's. It was found hidden near your place.
Well, I didn't put it there.
Who did?
No idea. Anyway, why would I knock off a bloody grey tractor? I can't use a tractor like that.
And if you suspended at 2:15 p.m. for Senior Detective Hasham to make further inquiries. But, Gary, you have done it before, haven't you?
A combine harvester, I seem to recall.
I was a kid. 19. And you know I went to jail for it. How stupid do you think I am?
Got the reports back from the prints on that tractor.
We'll soon find out, Gary. So, they're Gary's mate?
Not even the slightest trace, and I don't figure him for the glove-wearing type. There are other prints all over the tractor, but none of them are on file. They probably belong to the family. Now, what was the story with Danielle?
Well, she's still going to have to make a statement, but I don't think your friend in here meant her any harm.
Do you mean to go and get her and bring her back?
Just give him a ring, tell him to come in.
I didn't think that's how we did things in the country, boss.
All right, Stuart.
So it sounds like Gary Scully's pretty much in the clear then.
Oh, well, there's still the small matter of the ads.
Okay, thanks for that. Yep. Next time that missing farm equipment's turned up in St David's.
Right. You and Dash go over there and see if you can get a description of the bloke who brought it in, please.
Yep. Well, thank you very much, Danielle. Sharon. We'll be in touch if there's anything more.
Are you charging Gary Scully with abduction?
He didn't do anything.
Your granddaughter told us she went over to Gary's of her own free will and nothing improper happened.
Thank God.
Why is he still here,
Mr.
then?
Scully is being charged with stealing your husband's ads.
He didn't take the ads. Dougal lent it to him.
Gladys.
That's right, isn't it, Dougal?
Yeah, it must have slipped my mind.
So he's in the clear, then?
Well, there's still the matter of the tractor, Mrs. Fraser.
He didn't take that either.
Right, so you do know something about that then, Mrs. Fraser?
He couldn't have because I did.
You?
Danielle was so upset. She saw the tractor was the cause of all the trouble. She thought that if it disappeared, we might all come to our senses. Anything seemed worth a try. So I said I'd help her.
Didn't work, though, did it?
No, it only made things worse.
Is that why you ran away, Danielle?
I was scared.
Why didn't you come to me last? We could have talked.
I tried talking to you, remember? I told you not to buy the damn thing without talking to Robert first, but you wouldn't listen, as usual.
I'm sorry we've all taken up so much of your time.
Looks like you're in the free, Gazza. Good on you.
About bloody time.
Listen, I don't want to see any of you back here within the next 6 months, all right? Dougal. Might be an idea to take Robert seriously in future. You're married to a very smart woman. Some of it might just have rubbed off, you never know. You see, Stuart? That is the way we do things in the bush. Shut up, the lot of you.
Well, it was the slouch hat and the bushy eyebrows. As soon as the bloke at the farm equipment place mentioned them, I thought of Mr. Goody.
Frank?
Oh, you made a pretty nice profit out of some of the gear being auctioned.
What have you been up to, Frank?
Farm's only making a third of what I need, Tom. It's the only way I could think of to get a cash injection quickly.
By stealing from people in exactly the same position as you and making theirs even worse.
Okay, Mr. Goody. Time to answer some questions if you're ready.
You got a minute, boss?
Yeah, come in.
I just want to say how impressed I was with the way you handled the Frasers.
Oh, we got there in the end.
No, you were right. They're good people. They just got a bit sidetracked, that's all. I suppose being a good cop is the same wherever you are. You just got to know the people you're dealing with.
I'm not sure it's quite so simple as that.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'll let you get back to it.
Ben, picking up on Scully's boat this afternoon, that was good work. Well done.
All part of the service.
Nick, I was just thinking about making a few changes around here.
What sort of changes might they be?
Oh, nothing too drastic, but I thought you might be interested in taking over the case management, since it really is a sergeant's job.
Case management? Well, thank you very much. It's very generous of you.
Good, so that's settled then.
Yep, except I don't think things should change too much, because too much change is a bad thing, and, you know, it's the worst job in the station. Look at that, Billy. Not much talking with each other.
Well, at least they're sitting down together at the same table.
Yeah.
Hey, my chairs, all right. Fabulous. What is it?
How much are you?
$120 special price.
Hey, is that meant to be like that, or is that an accident? I really like it. Have you got any more?
Sure.
Can I order a couple at the special price?
You're not going to put them in here,
Oh, I'm not. I'm going to put it in the beer garden. Congratulations. Lovely.
It's a good bit of string.
For the lot of you, for the way you handle this. Much appreciated.
Can't accept this, do we?
Oh, of course you can, you bloody Irishman. It's a matter of honour.
Well, we do get away, of course, but if it's a matter of honour, Mr. Fraser, that's
grab one.
Dash, you can have yours.
Nah, you take it.
In that case, I would like to propose a toast. Now, I know that you think that I think there's only one way of doing things around here, my way, but, well, here's to an open mind and new blood.
New